is the What Are We Doing podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 107 consecutive almost episodes. And boy, oh boy, are we tired of doing this every week. Listen, so let me tell you a story. I'm just kidding. No, this week's podcast episode is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be great. It might be short, okay? We have some plans tonight. Megs surprised me with Tim Dillon tickets, okay? If you don't know, we're fans here, okay? People, we like TD. We like a good Tim Dillon. We like a good Tim Dillon podcast episode. So when he's in town, inevitably we go because tickets are still cheap. He's not as famous as the other guys to the point where tickets are like $100 a piece. We can get in for like $40, you know? So that's fun. So we're going to go see Tim Dillon tonight. I'm headed there like right now, dude. We're on our way here in a few hours. So if I do have to cut this episode short, so be it. But that's okay. I mean, listen, I wanted to start with a story back in 2020. I'm sure I've said this on this podcast before, but you know, we've to basically pay for the studio that we're recording in right now, to pay for the room, the equipment, the camera, this microphone, the light, everything. Basically, everything you see was not only paid for with government stimulus checks that they were just handing out a few years ago, but on top of that, I went through a very, 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 very deep, very detailed, very in-depth Gary V, flip life, go to garage sales, go to Goodwill, buy something for $1, sell it for $20 on eBay. And so that pretty much took us, you know, up and down, you know, the highway, going to stores, thrift stores, yard sales, cleaning out the closet. Every week I was going to the post offices with towers of packages going here, going there, this state, this country, over here, over there, down the street, down the road, Facebook Marketplace, you name it. I was shipping out packages of just like old Game Boys, old clothing, old toys. We went to Goodwill. We found a Mr. Mike Toy Story toy from like the 1990s. Bought that for $3. Sold it on eBay for $400 2 days later. Like, it wasn't a joke. So like when it comes to the Facebook Marketplace, eBay, online retail, flip life, like, I've tasted it. I know how it's done. I know the ins and outs. I kind of sort of still do it sometimes. I haven't bought or flipped anything in a while, but like I'll check the clearance racks. I'll drive by slowly at a yard sale. You know, I'll see what's out there. But most of the time, you know, I don't have the time to do it anymore. Listen, it was COVID, okay? Everything was shut down. I had time to go out and get items and take nice pictures of them in the light box I had. I had a whole light box with a light and a camera set up on a tripod, and I put everything in there. All of my photos, all my listings on eBay look the same, professional. I literally photoshopped every photo. Every Photoshop, every listing on eBay that I sold over COVID was photoshopped. I made it. I corrected the colors. I made it look bright and the contrast. Like, this wasn't just an iPhone, like, snap operation. This was a very, very, very high level. You guys know me. We've been rocking the pro equipment since like episode 1 of this podcast. I don't do anything half-assed. So if I'm putting something on eBay, it's not just an iPhone photo. It's an iPhone photo with a light box and a white backdrop and a Photoshop job where we boost the brightness and we take the contrast up and we mess with the levels and we crop it out of the white box and then we add more white around it and we Photoshop the crap out of it, because guess what? That's how I paid $0 for my son's $800 car seat, because I was selling stuff on eBay. That's how I paid $0 for the down payment of this house, because I was flipping and selling shit on eBay. So listen, if you're going to do it do it big. And now that Chat GPT and AI is a thing, poof. If I had AI, if I had Chat GPT when I was selling stuff on eBay, write me a viral product description for Pokemon Fire Red cartridge for the Game Boy Advance, paste in the exact game description from Wikipedia, and say, here's everything you need to know about it. Boop. I'd have items sold instantly. I mean, I was selling stuff almost pretty instantly within a day or two, but I guarantee you, me flooding the fucking eBay search results with my SEO-driven Chat GPT AI-generated results, like, come on, bro. It'd be game over. I might have to get back into it now. What I want to do, actually, is instead of getting back into flipping, like instead of buying and selling, I kind of just want to start buying. Obviously, I'll probably sell half the stuff I buy, but hear me out. Facebook Marketplace, we're not talking about eBay anymore, but Facebook Marketplace is a gold mine, okay? I'm going to have screenshots all over this screen throughout this entire bit, because Facebook Marketplace never ceases to amaze me. It's to the point where I send my friends screenshots of things that I desperately want to spend my money on from Facebook Marketplace every single day. The items that the people in the state that you live in. Now, trust me, my search results are just not my town. I've got about a 50 to 100 mile radius on my Facebook Marketplace results because A, I'm willing to drive for a good deal, and B, I really wanted to see what was out there, and by God, I found it. These people are selling gold, okay? And I'm not talking about like actual gold bars, but like gold items worth their value in gold for like pennies on the dollar because it's Facebook Marketplace. Now, it's probably not going to be considered gold for 99% of the people, but for me, like half the stuff, I gotta have it. Like, dude, let's look up some examples, okay? Let's look up some examples right now. This is live. I'm going to record my screen so you guys can, this is live. I'm going to Facebook. Let me just make sure there's no private stuff on here. I'll blur half this out so you don't see any of my friends. Marketplace. Here we go. Just clicked on it. I've got a 55-mile radius on, and boy, oh boy, is it looking good already. I'm staring at this vintage 1966 Beatles Luxe Soap Promo Blow Up 15-inch inflatable dolls set of 4. Wow. 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 If you, like, who doesn't want these? If you're a Beatles fan, if you're a fan of music, if you're a fan of the Beatles, if you're a fan of John Lennon, right? He was a Beatle, right? If you're a fan of Britain, that's where they're from, London, I think, maybe. If you're a fan of wherever they're from, if you're a fan of the Beatles, why would you not want to spend only $135 on this 4-piece complete vintage 1966 inflatable blow-up 15-inch set? I mean, I'm saving that one. Screenshot. Saving that one. Dude, let's just scroll down a little bit here. Some things, ads, you know what I mean? Some things are like crazy weird. Okay, what's this? Here we go. $12. Anyone can do it, okay? If you don't have $135 for the inflatables, this one's only $12. A 50th anniversary Bill Elliott glass from McDonald's, okay? Hey, who's Bill Elliott? I don't know, but he's probably a NASCAR driver, and that's all that matters, and that's probably why the glass is worth $12. It's probably only worth $6, but they're asking $12. Guess what? They're not going to get $12. I'm going to haggle them down to $10, all right? So we'll probably put that one on the list. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. When you get to my level of being able to purchase on Facebook Marketplace. It's not for everyone. But when you get to this level, this is where I think my idea comes into place. So, I mean, for a measly $10,000, I just spent 23 yesterday. Almost had a heart attack again. Almost had a heart attack yesterday doing it, and almost had a heart attack saying it now. I just spent $23,000. Trust me, not a penny of it went into my pocket. Most of it went to the federal government, and the other went towards a big bill, and then the other went towards a loan. So trust me, I'm not out here balling like that. That $20,000 is not mine. And so, you know what I mean? But 10,000, half the amount, I could go down to the bank right now and be like, hey, I got something going on. I need 10 grand. They'd probably give it to me. And boy, oh boy, could we not head on down? And this is in York. This is right down the street. This would only take us less than an hour. This would take us less than an hour. We could get this wrapped up today. We could get this wrapped up and home right now. Before lunch. Before the boy gets home from school. Before the Tim Dillon show, this could be mine. For a measly $10,000, we can pick up this 1988 Pierce Arrow fire truck. I mean, it's only got 28,000. It's only got 28,000 miles. It's got a 5-man cab. It's a loaded tank, doesn't have leak, not sure about pump, hasn't been pumped in 4 years. We owned it. Okay, so it needs a little maintenance. But for 10 grand, this is what I'm talking about. So here's my idea. I want to sit on Facebook Marketplace all day. Like, here's a $40 vintage 1997 Super Soaker water gun. Like, I mean, this is cool. Like, how friggin' cool is this thing? Like, I definitely had one of these, and now I want one again. Like, I just, like, and I mean, obviously there's so much, there's like all this new stuff, and like there's someone selling a can of Mountain Dew, that's fine, but like the vintage and random one-off things, I want to start a show. Where in the beginning of every episode, we sit down, we're like, all right, hey, Levi, what are we doing today? And I'm like, well, I've got a few messages out to a few people. Here's some things we're looking at. Maybe we won't show them first. Maybe I'll just describe what they are so you can use your imagination. And then I'll be like, yeah, I think we're looking at a fire truck. We're looking at a water gun. And we're looking at a vintage cup. And so I'll say we're looking at a fire truck, water gun, and vintage cup. And then you guys have to think, oh, well, okay, like a toy fire truck, a real fire truck, a water gun. What kind of water gun? A water gun for on top of a real fire truck, or like a super, like, you know what I mean? So then I'll just describe it that way. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm talking to Jeremy. And then we'll get a phone call. And then the phone will ring. And it'll be like, hello. And I'll be like, yeah, I called about that on Facebook. Yep, on Facebook. Where are you guys at? Local? Okay. I see you've got it here for 10. I'm thinking, would you guys be willing? I've got about $8,000 in cash here ready to go. Do you think we could do 8 on this? Right, yeah, we've just seen it's been, like, you do a little fake business. We do a little fake business, and then you start, you know what I mean? They'll be like, wow, we were kind of hoping for like 9, and then you can be like, yeah, well, I see it hasn't been flushed since the 4 years you got it, and it's, let me see what else. So I mean, we're thinking like 8.5. And then we get them down, and then we inevitably pay 8.7 for it, and then boom, now we're the proud owners of a fire truck. And then you say, okay, Levi, that's cool, and then boom, we'll go buy the other thing, we'll go get the Super Soaker, cool, then we'll go get this thing, like there's like vintage costumes. I send these to Paul every day. Let me just pull some of these up here. Let me see. Here we go. Here's one. I sent Paul this one the other day. A 1980 Leyland double-decker bus, okay? For only $35,000. They're in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I'll drive up right now. 38 grand. We could probably get them down to 30. Let's get them down to a cool 30 grand. And now I'm the proud owner, thanks to Facebook Marketplace, I'm the proud owner of a double-decker bus, okay? We bring it back here. We have Justin tune it up. We paint it. We put a logo on it. And then we start giving tours in the city. We start giving tours in the city and we start making revenue and we start making that 35 grand back. And then boom, there's a business. What else did I send Paul? I sent Paul, let's see. Hold on. It's been a minute. There's another super soaker for sale. Oh, here's one. Here's a large handmade metal pig. Who needs a large handmade metal pig? I don't know, but it sure would look nice in my front yard just to piss off the HOA for 45 days. You know what I mean? Let that $50 fine go to collections because, babe, I've got a $225 large handmade metal pig in my front yard. I don't give a shit about the fine the HOA is going to give me. I've got a handmade metal pig. These are just like some of the, like here's a Budweiser 1/8 scale RC boat for $1,200. I'm pretty sure a human can get in it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if a human can get in it, but it looks pretty big. It's as wide as a Ford truck. Like, look at the picture. For $1,200, I kind of want it. You know what I mean? The brand's kind of gone down since the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing anyways. Why not have a Budweiser 1/8 scale RC boat? Take it out to the river. You know, whip it around. I don't know. It's fun. And then, you know, I just find like other things. I find like random other things. Like here's a Happy Bong Buddy. Here's a crocheted, bright colored. Someone was probably high when they made it. Happy Bong Buddy crochet toy. You know what I mean? So my Facebook Marketplace algorithm is so curated to the strange, vintage, over the top, 1%. Like, who in central Pennsylvania is in the market for a double-decker bus? Who in their right mind is sitting at home thinking, I got this $35,000. I got $35,000 in the bank and I got to spend it. Maybe it's a tax bill. Maybe it's something maybe they're just trying to launder a little bit of money. And they've got $30,000 just sitting there. You know what I mean? Buy a double-decker bus on Facebook Marketplace, paint it, put a little bit of money into it, and then boom, bam, chicken slam, you've got yourself a double-decker bus tour business. New York does it. Chicago does it. Other big cities do it. Why not give double-decker bus tours in, like, you know, downtown York, downtown Lancaster? Like, you could literally drive the double-decker bus through downtown Lancaster and just give a tour. Like, over there, up to your left is the Rob Burritos. And while you're looking at the Rob Burritos, ladies and gentlemen, on your right, you'll see the old Chameleon Club. Yes, the Chameleon Club closed down in 2018. My date's probably wrong there, but in 2018, the final band there played. Levi was one of them. Levi played at the Chameleon Club. Your tour guide for today, I played there a few times. Chameleon Club hasn't seen a band on stage in a few years. Rumors are circulating that they're trying to open it back up into a music venue, but that's there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, on your right, there's a bum. Okay, there's a homeless man shitting on the right. If you look on the left, there's a locally owned frappe business. You can get strawberry chocolate frappes, frappes, little cafe. You know, the frappe, little thin pancake, little chocolate crepe. I'm saying frappe. A crepe, you know what it is. It's, you know, like, calm down. Go get a chocolate crepe and a frappe at this place. It's exactly what I was trying to say, but my dyslexia moved the letters around. It's fine, dude. Go to the crepe store. Get off the bus. You know what I mean? So my Facebook Marketplace show, I want it to happen. I need someone to film it for me. I need a budget. I need money to buy all these things because obviously I'm not personally spending 30 grand on a double-decker bus episode 1. So if anyone wants to sponsor or fund or do whatever for the show, let me know. Maybe just donate the items instead of having me pay 30 grand. Maybe just donate the items and then boom, we can have it all taken care of. So, and then of course, oh dude, listen, speaking of Facebook Marketplace, half the reason I wanted to talk about this, my neighbor is selling on Facebook Marketplace. Let me explain. So in the house, we just have the stairs, right? The stairs go up to the second floor and we have a dog and we have a boy. So to keep the dog and the boy contained on one floor from time to time, a year or so ago, before, he was walking, and it's fine. We don't have the gates up now. But when you have an infant, you should have a baby gate, right? So he doesn't fall down the freaking stairs. We bought 2. We were going to put one at the bottom and one on the top of the stairs. We realized it didn't make too much sense to have one at the top of the stairs. And I was past the return policy, so I couldn't get rid of the second gate. So I just had the second baby gate chilling in my closet. You never know, you might need it. First one might break, whatever. I don't know. We just had it in storage. So my neighbor comes over one day. They see our first gate that's downstairs. They're like, oh, wow, that's a nice gate. Where'd you get it? Like, we've been trying to find one, but there's only a select few on the market. If you know. Sometimes you got to get the dog gate for the baby or the baby gate for the dog. It's vice versa. It is what it is, but that's just how the market is. And so we're like, oh, well, if you like this one, we have a brand new one in the box upstairs, right? We have a brand new one in the box. And so we get the brand new one and we're like, here, you can just have it. Like, it's past the return date. I don't care. Just take it, whatever. You're our neighbor. If we want it back, we can get it back if we want. So we give it to our neighbor to have. She never used it. And now it's summer cleaning time. And so we're going through the closets, we're going through the things, and we're finding the things on Facebook Marketplace. And we're putting everything we don't need, the kids' old toys, the kids' old clothes, the kids' old bikes, the kids' old whatever. Everything that we're trying to get rid of is now on Facebook Marketplace, including my baby gate. So the baby gate, now listen, it's not a huge fucking deal. We don't give a shit. We probably spent like $40 on the gate like 2 or 3 years ago. She didn't use it a year and a half ago. It's fine. She's probably going to get like $10 for it on Facebook. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It was a $40 gate. It is what it is. She's a friend. It doesn't matter. It's a bit. But at the end of the day, you can only imagine how surprised I was when we logged onto Facebook just about a week ago and we saw our neighbor selling an item that we gave her for free just out of the kindness of our hearts on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm going to message her. I plan on Messenger. It's still for sale. She still has it. It's still available. No one's come to pick it up yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Paul, because Paul just made a Facebook again. I'm going to have Paul message her on Facebook and then be like, hey, is the gate still available? I can be there in an hour, right? And then of course my neighbor will be like, yeah, sure. Come here, come pick it up, or I'll meet you here. We'll figure out how to make the exchange happen. Paul's busy. Paul's going to Scott's house. Paul's busy. He's got plans. Paul's not showing up. Instead, I'll show up. I think what we're going to do is we're going to catfish my neighbor. We're going to catfish my neighbor into selling me back my own baby gate, and we're just going to get a response. We'll have cameras there, of course. We'll call Neve. We'll get the cameras, and we'll make it happen. I think that'd be fun. I think we should do that. Let's text Paul. I'm going to have Paul Facebook message my neighbor, ask if my property is still available, and see what happens. And just take the money and give her money. I'll give her $10 for it. I'll take it back. I'll make the bit full circle. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. So stay tuned. I may or may not buy back my own baby gate from my neighbor. It's crazy. It's crazy. Dude, speaking of babies, listen, here's the thing. We got to cool down. We got to slow down. We got to take a step back. We got to pump the brakes on the gender reveals. I get it. You're excited. You want to know if it's a boy or a girl. Your mom wants to know. Your aunt, your cousin, her sister, your mom's mom, your stepmom, your brother, your sisters, your best friend, your babysitter, your mom's best friend, all your mom's work friends, all your stepdad's work friends, all your dad's work friends, all your brothers, all your sisters, everyone you know, all your Facebook friends, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people want to know the gender of your baby. And honestly, like, we've come up with some pretty creative ideas, okay? The whole like balloon popping with the glitter, the colored smoke bombs, the envelopes with just the color in it, the whatever, the balloon waterfall. We've come up with some great, really safe, really creative ideas over the years. But now I honestly think we've taken it just a little bit too far. Okay? Now, we've seen these go wrong before. Everyone and their sister needs a fucking explosive for their gender reveal, right? We've been witness to some. We've filmed some. We've experienced gender reveals at weddings where, like, the groom has a rifle and he blows up a box that's sitting in the field and then it blows up and it's pink. You know what I mean? Like, we've been there for that. We've seen it all, so we've seen all the very dangerous gender reveals. And so this one, which should have been your routine, we're hiring you for this. You show up, you do your job, you get it done, and we all go home. This couple decided that they were going to have an airplane fly over their gender reveal with a color smoke. Let's see how it goes. Here's the clip. Okay, celebrating. Here it comes. It's a girl. Wait. Dead. Boom. Dead. Hey, dead. Pilot. Gone. So this couple hires a pilot, whatever. I don't even know how you find a pilot to hire to do this. They say, hey, we want to do a gender reveal. Can you fly over our house with pink colored smoke at this exact time? And then boom, bam, it'll be a whole spectacle. All 12 of our family members will be there. And then it'll be a great thing. And the pilot's like, bet, give me $300 and I'll do it. And so he did. And as soon as he did, the plane malfunctioned. The entire wing snapped off. The entire wing of the plane snapped off. And so now the pilot is dead. Unfortunately, the pilot was killed and he's no longer living. And while these people are now on the ground celebrating because the smoke went off, the smoke bomb went off without a hitch. They got the pink smoke, pink glitter. It's a girl. Holy shit. Congratulations. They're cheering. They're having a good time. They're taking shots. Their family's there. Their friends are celebrating. Meanwhile, the pilot's dead in a ditch in his own plane somewhere, and no one knows of the wiser. It's crazy. So listen, I just want people to stop dying. No more gender reveals. That's it. We're taking a break. We're done with the gender reveals for a while, okay? Get an envelope from your gynecologist. Have it say boy or girl in red or pink marker, or blue and pink marker, whatever. Have some, do some, whatever. And then just, there's no more. We're done. We're done with the gender reveals. There's too many people dying. It's insane. The pilot's gone. And he didn't. Now I'm sure, maybe it was an old plane. Maybe the plane, maybe you should have got the plane inspected. Maybe there was something else wrong. Maybe it was the pilot's fault. But the gender reveal with the people celebrating on the ground while the plane burns to a crisp over there in a gutter somewhere is one of the most American things that we have got going on in this country today. Listen, here's a much more simpler idea for a gender reveal. Get all your friends, get a boat, put a bunch of fireworks on the boat, stay on land, send the boat out to sea, do a fireworks display, okay? Do a fireworks display. Have a bunch of pink and blue going off. Pink, blue, pink, blue, pink. Then you could probably get a firework that says 10, and a firework that says 9, and a firework that says 8, and a firework that says 7, and a firework that says 6. And then, boom, you can count down, and then, boom, a bunch of pink or a bunch of blue fireworks could just boom, 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 boom. And then you have a whole 4th of July fireworks show for your gender reveal. That way, no one dies in an explosive, planes don't crash. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many positives to just having a full-blown $4,000 fireworks display for your gender reveal. Or, you know what you could do? You could fly all your friends and family to Japan, and you could go get one of those drone shows done, right? You could have one of those drone shows where like they have like 300 drones, and each drone has a light, and then they all come together somehow, and then they make like a, you know, big Pikachu or a dragon, and they can make a message. Is it a boy or girl? And then it could do a countdown with the drones if you don't want to do the fireworks thing. And then you have a countdown, and then boom, the drones scramble, and then swoosh, 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 and then they all come together, and boom, it says girl. And now all the drones in sky in Japan, I don't know why you have to go to Japan. That's because I think they have the technology. I don't know if we have it here, but that's just where we always see them because it's Japan. Let's be honest. They're way more technically advanced than we are. So go to Japan, get a drone show done. Whatever you do, don't hire a local airplane putt-putt pilot to drop smoke out the back of his plane, because it will probably inevitably end with someone dying. And so now, like, you know what I mean? Now, like, your child has to be born, your daughter has to be born, and like, you now have to tell her the story. Like, one day, holy shit, this is crazy. One day, your daughter's gonna come to you, and she's gonna be like, Mommy, Daddy, who's Jeremiah Jenkins? And why is his name with mine next to the Google article? And then like Mommy and Daddy have to explain that they were trying to go viral on TikTok. So they hired a local guy for a few $100 to fly over the gender reveal. And it turns out his plane broke. And unfortunately, he perished in the crash. But it's okay, sweetheart. We got the smoke in the video. Like, you know, no big deal. Like, their daughter is going to have to know one day. Insane. So I know you guys enjoyed it so much last week, that mini Racing Stripes movie review that we kind of nonchalantly did about Hayden Panettiere. I personally just recently watched the latest 2017 Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Dead Man Tell No Tales. And boy, oh boy, was it a doozy. I didn't know this film existed. I must have missed it in the midst of 2017 into COVID. I don't know. But like, I didn't know it existed, and I watched it, and I can't wait for you to hear what I have to say about it. I was on the call with Paul just this morning, and I recorded it. So here is my official mini movie review of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. I finished the Pirates of the Caribbean series last night.
Oh yes, tell me about that.
So, okay, let's start with the biggest disappointment. And I mean, the movie has plenty, but the biggest disappointment, the main reason I watched this one is because I found out that they brought back Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to run through, because it's only going to take a minute, because that's how long they were on screen. The only shots that we had with Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley was the one in the beginning, which I told you, the boy's trying to find his father, who's now Davy Jones. He goes to the bottom of the ocean, whatever. He finds it, and then he's like, Henry, you can't see me like this. It's no good. I'm part of the sea now. Don't come finding me. And so then Henry makes it his point in life to find the trident of Poseidon and break his father of this curse. And so,
wow.
Yada, 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 yada. The whole film happens. I'll tell you what happened with the Poseidon in a minute. And as you can imagine, the curse gets broken. And so then we get to the very last scene of the movie, literally 30 seconds. And it's Henry waiting on a cliff. And it's Orlando Bloom rolling up in a ship. And then he hugs his father. And he's like, Henry, how'd you break this curse? And he's like, oh, Father, it's a story for another day. And he's like, I can't wait to hear that story. And then they start walking. And then over the hill, as the sun is rising, we see a CGI, what looks absolutely nothing like CGI. A CGI Keira Knightley, and then we see the shot far away of them running towards each other, and they hug and kiss, and then it zooms out to Jack Sparrow in his little telescope, and he's like, well, if that isn't the most vulgar sight I've ever seen, or some like bullshit Jack Sparrow joke or something about love, that he hates. And that's it.
Oh my God.
Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom. Keira Knightley had no words, no lines in the movie. Orlando Bloom had 3 words, and that was it. And so then they're going after Poseidon, because now the trident of Poseidon is going to control the sea. In the last movie, it was the fountain of youth that would control the sea. Now it's the trident of Poseidon that would control the sea. And of course, there's a bad guy pirate, the Ghost, that Jack Sparrow pissed off years and years ago, and we've got to get to it before he does. The girl antagonist, who obviously falls in love with Henry, who's the kid of, Elizabeth and Will Turner, that whole thing. The girl ends up being, and we could have seen it a mile away, Captain Barbosso's daughter. And apparently it was a situation where, he's Captain Barbosso, he's a pirate. His girlfriend died, but they had a baby, so she left her at an orphanage. And the only thing he left her was this book with a map of the stars on it and a ruby inside the book. And this was the fucking key to finding it the whole time. And so she used the book to find it, and then as soon as they find it, it's like Poseidon's thing, and there's a piece of the rock missing, and they're like, oh, there's a piece of a rock missing. How do we do it? And then, he's like, well, you could use the piece of the missing rock that your father, and of course he knows who she is the whole fucking time, your father gave you. And then she puts it in, and then boom, bam, it splits the sea, and we get the Poseidon, we get the trident. Well, while that's all happening, the ghost zombie pirate lord who previously unleashed his zombie sharks to try to eat Jack Sparrow, didn't work. He is now possessing Will Turner because he can't go on land because he's a ghost. And so he can't go on land, so now he's inside the body of Will Turner, and he's fighting Jack Sparrow in Poseidon's lair where the trident's there. And the trident has no spell. There's no spell around it. Anyone can touch it, and anyone who touches it, human and or ghost, it would seem, just controls the ocean. So the ghost got a hold of it, and now he's whipping Jack Sparrow around with the water. Meanwhile, Henry and Barbosso's daughter are trying to figure it out. What do we do? What do we do? How do we do it? And then the book that Barbosso gave her was like, oh, you've got to divide and conquer or something, the book said. And so they're like, oh my God, we have to break the trident, and that'll break all the curses of the sea. And they just came up with this idea in the middle of it all. And so they're like, holy shit. So he takes a sword out and he just slams his sword down, and somehow this piece of shit pirate sword just broke Poseidon's trident. And then moments later, all the ghosts turn back to human, and all of the curses of the sea that ever were and ever once were and whatever else are now done. And the ocean is peaceful, and the ghosts turn back into humans, and they all perish because they're at the bottom of the ocean, and the wall is closing in because they split the water. It's a whole fucking thing. And then Captain Barbossa sacrifices himself after he reveals himself as the father to the girl. It was the most horrendous movie. It's like someone said, how do we write a check for $100 million to Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom, and Johnny Depp and have none of them do anything? And by the way, the film, 2.5 hours long. It wasn't just a 90-minute film. Oh yeah, it was extremely long. 2 hours and 15 minutes total. The most horrendous thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why it was there. I didn't understand why half of it was happening. And it was half this origin story of when Jack was on his very first ship as a teenager, and this Salazar Spaniard guy was chasing the boat, killed the captain, then Jack lost him, and that's how he became captain and a pirate to begin with. So this was theoretically an origin story that kind of sort of wasn't. I don't know.
It
Like,
literally sounds like you're describing like fan fiction, and they just threw it all together without any like
yeah, and like it went
thought.
back to Jack's compass. Like it always revolves around the compass, and like it's like they threw in everything. They threw
I'm so
in
glad I told you that
anything
this
and
existed the other
everything.
day, so that you
It's
could watch it and then tell me that I never need to watch it, basically.
And like, oh, and remember I told you how like this whole movie, Jack still has like the black pearl in Blackbeard's little ship bottle collection or whatever, because
Yes.
you can't just get it out. The way to get it out is Barbossa has to break the bottle that the ship's in with Blackbeard's sword. So we do that halfway through the movie because, of course, we have to double cross the ghost pirates that we just made a deal with. So we have to stab the black pearl, then we get the black pearl back. That's a whole fucking weird thing. Bro, the whole thing, it's like they took all of the pieces of the first four and we're like, ooh, Black Pearl, great. Ooh, Blackbeard ship, great. Ooh, Barbossa, great. Added him in. What worked in the last three? Oh, Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, great. Let's toss them in for a second. And it was the most.
It almost feels like it was written by AI.
Yeah, bro. If they came out tomorrow, if I find out tomorrow that Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales, which, again,
That's the name of the movie?
Yeah, Dead Man Tell No Tales, because the bad guy and his whole crew are ghosts. They're ghost pirates who have been trapped in the Bermuda. They're ghost pirates who have been trapped in the Bermuda Triangle for their whole life. It's the first ship that Jack took down as a pirate. And the rumors or whatever were that, like, if he gave away his compass, then they would be freed. But, like, that was never a thing in the first four fucking movies. Bro, like, because Jack has lost his compass so many fucking times. Like,
yeah.
So I don't
It's like
know.
a running bit.
Right. Is like, who has the compass? Because that's the key to everything. I don't know, man. So I guess what do we do? What
there's gonna be another one now too.
Right. So what could we possibly do for Pirates of the Caribbean 6? Because now, so right? Listen to this. They break all the curses of the sea. The only way to break all the curses of the sea is they just have to smash the trident, which is just like a piece of wood that you could snap over your knee, apparently. So it wasn't even like cursed. They didn't have to do a whole chalice thing. Like there wasn't a spell. They literally just walked down to the bottom of the ocean, got the piece of wood that was Trident's Poseidon, and snapped it in half. And that's what solved all the curses of the ocean. Then there's an after credit scene. You ready for this? The after credit scene imposes on Elizabeth Swann, Will Turner. I apologize. They are back for one more minute of screen time. They had to get one more minute in per their contract. They're back on screen. They're sleeping. It's the middle of the night. Will's having nightmares. And so the nightmare is like the bedroom door slowly opens and all we hear is footsteps and all we see is a shadow. And based on the shadow and the squiggly slimy noises, it's like the tentacle Davy Jones. It's Davy Jones, right? And so then of course, like you see a claw, you see Davy Jones' claw and like, boom, it snaps. And then whoa, Will wakes up and no one's there. And he realizes, it's just a nightmare. He cuddles Keira Knightley, like, oh, it's just a dream. I'm not Davy Jones anymore. The curse is broken. Like, go back to sleep. And then they go back to sleep. And then it cuts to the floor. It cuts to the floorboard. And there's a little bit of slime and a couple barnacles on the floor as if Davy Jones was actually there. And so, what? Pirate 6, we're going to find out that, like, the Davy Jones curse can't be broken unless what? I don't know. So, listen, Pirates of the Caribbean 6, what can they do? Right? Because we've done the Curse of the Black Pearl, which obviously we made up. Like, unless the Black Pearl is in, like, pirate lore, I don't know. But, like, I've never heard of the Black Pearl. But, like, everyone and their brother, when it comes to pirate lore, right? We've heard of Davy Jones. We've heard of the Flying Dutchman. Like, SpongeBob introduced us to those two things. We heard of, we got Blackbeard, we got the Fountain of Youth, we've got Poseidon and his trident, so obviously that exists. That's now broken. So like now what other myths, what other like legends or whatever of the sea, like if they're all theoretically now broken to the point where we broke Davy Jones, we broke the triangle, you know what I mean? Like if all the curses are broken, what are we doing in movie number 6?
I'm so curious what they're going to do. It's going to be probably really bad.
Or
Whatever
do you think number 6 is just going to come out and be like the best of the best?
Probably not, based on history.
Do you think it's good or worse?
It seems like Disney is just like wild and out right now, though.
Do you think it's good or better with or without Johnny Depp in the movie? Yes or no? Pirates of the Caribbean 6? He has to be.
How
right?
are you going to not have it? Yeah, like how are you going to not have him? You know, like he is the franchise, which is unfortunate for them since he's also.
Do you think it would be like maybe just in the instances of like maybe a prequel or like maybe just after the events of that, maybe like, you know, just in passing, you hear like of or, you know, Captain Jack Sparrow and Mr. Gibbs or whatever or something. I don't know. Like the whole time, dude, and this honestly is so disappointing. The whole time I was waiting, okay? Because they open this film, right? They open this film with a young teenage Henry Turner. He ties rocks to his feet. He goes down to the bottom of the ocean, and the Flying Dutchman picks him back up because his father is now the captain of the Flying Dutchman. And he's trying to find his father. Yeah. That bit should have been somewhere else in the whole time they were doing this like final battle between the Black Pearl and Johnny Depp and the ghost ship. I thought we were going to then see like Henry Turner hit the water and then boom, up comes the Flying Dutchman to like take out the ghost ship. And then boom, there's Elizabeth Swann with her fucking pirate ship over there. They're taking it out as well. And then they all get the trident together and lift the curse. And then it's like a group thing. You know what I mean? But instead,
that would make sense. But no, they didn't do any of that.
It was just the Black Pearl fighting like this ghost ship, and they're all ghost. So like they can't die. A sword does not go through a ghost body. The cannonballs don't take them out. So like the whole battle was pointless. But like you know what would have made it more compelling that these ghosts were being defeated? If fucking a ghost like Davy Jones and his crew would come and kill the other ghost. Not the human ghost. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They should have, it could have been so much better. But instead, it was a revenge movie about this Spanish sailor who came across a young 16-year-old Jack Sparrow, and he did some fancy maneuver and took down their whole ship, and now is the greatest pirate ever, and it's about revenge. And we're just going to throw in all the other storylines that we've had up until this point right on into it. Like, where was Penelope Cruz? Hey, where was Penelope Cruz? Like, Jack's love interest in the Fountain of Youth one, I'm 99% sure Jack gave Blackbeard the bad juice, so he died. And the lore of the fucking thing, the lore of the Fountain of Youth is you get all of the years that the other person did. So now Penelope Cruz's pirate character should have like 20 or 30 years of Blackbeard's life on her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, why didn't she show up somewhere? Like she should have been there, but instead we've got we've got Barbosa and the same characters that we've had for the last 5 films because Disney said, "Hey guys, here's 400 million." But you know what? Hey, they made close to 800 million in the box office. Isn't that crazy? Johnny Depp in 2017. In 2017, Johnny Depp pulled in 800 million in the box office. And we've got films in theaters like yesterday that didn't even do 50 million last weekend. But this piece of shit somehow almost broke a billion. Like,
Yeah, that's like really upsetting.
it's fascinating, but now it's over and I have that. I can now say I've watched all the Pirates movies, and I mean, it just, yeah. It's honestly, man, I mean, obviously, like, it's the same with every fucking series. The first one's the best, right? Like, you can't deny that the first one, the second one was also kind of pretty good. The second one
The
was
first one's
kind of,
clearly the best one. They could have just
yeah.
not done any more of them after
Well,
that.
yeah, well, how much did the first one probably made $1 jillion? Well, it's oddly enough.
It was back in the day.
Yeah, oddly enough, I mean, it was 2003, and it only did about 600 million in the box office. So actually less than the last one, which is interesting. But it was still a new franchise. But I bet if I look at the second one, the budget was 200 million. What'd they do box office? Why isn't this telling me? Well, either way, I'm sure it just, it's a fascinating thing that the movie industry is something I'll never understand. Like, how do they do that? Like, does someone get fired every time or no? Like when a movie,
no.
like when they literally, I mean, cause like the money exists, right? I know that like half the time when it comes to taxes and government and business, half the time the money isn't actually real, physically tangible. But like when they spend $300 million on a movie, like they're paying the actors, they got to pay the CGI people, they got to pay these people, payroll, like the whole thing. So like, how do they do? Like how can they sit there on Monday morning when they just got done spending $500 million on a movie? And like weekend box office totals are only at like 20 million, like 10, like negative 10x, Like I feel like people are just constantly having bad days in the movie industry, I don't know. It's very, very, very interesting to think about. I went and got a haircut today, and I explained the entire Subway franchising system, like how to get your own Subway and like how to get approved and like how it works to my haircut lady today, who, she cuts hair at Sports Clips. So I think the most she knows about Subway and business is that they have they used to have $5 footlongs. And she asked me as soon as I got done explaining, I'm like, yeah, Subway, anyone can get a franchise. You can put a Subway next to another Subway and this and that, and this is the inner workings, and this is how it works. And they just got bought out, and now they're owned by this company, and blah, blah, blah. She's like, how do you know all this about Subway? And I'm like, oh, I'm a business owner, so I just my brain, this is just how it works. I'm just like, and then of course, how embarrassing for me, because at the end of the conversation, I literally have to realize, oh, this is who I am. And this is how my brain works. Because here I am sitting in a chair explaining to someone who works at Sports Clips how Subway franchises work.
Yep. I find myself in those situations often where I'm like, why can't I stop talking?
Megs, if I go off and explain like taxes or like percentages or numbers or money or business or banking or finances or this or that, or literally it doesn't even have to do with business. It could literally be how like the process of how Foxconn creates the iPhone and gets it to the Apple Store and in your hands, or like how RAM on a computer works. Whatever, anything that Megs doesn't understand, if my answer comes within the form of more than 30 seconds, she's out. Like if I talk for more than 30 seconds, at the end of it, when I realize I've gone for more than 30 seconds, I'll be like, so when did you stop listening? And Megs will be like, oh, 3 words in, because I knew where this was going. Like it's to the point now where she just knows, and she'll just zone out. And then when there's silence, she'll be like, oh, okay, dear, I get it now. That makes a lot. Yeah, no, the money with the thing and the RAM and the franchise and the hard drive and the
so
SSD.
Funny.
Oh yeah, Megs will zone out on my explanations all day long.
Yeah, I can't help myself either, so I totally understand that. But
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. I've got to get the hell out of here. I've got so many things to do today. If you haven't done so already, go to wadpod.com/17hats to get 50% off your yearly subscription from our friends over there. If you run a small business, 17 Hats is for you. And also go to wadpod.com/what? wadpod.com/repurpose. You can sign up for repurpose.io today to get all of your podcast clips, all of your streams, all of your digital creation content distributed to every single social media platform there is known to man. wadpod.com/repurpose. Sign up with your free 2-week trial today for free. No credit card required, of course. And as always, if you haven't done so, hit that big, beautiful red button on wadpod.com/YouTube, wadpod.com/YouTube, YOUTUB. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so to the YouTube channel. We're rocking and popping over there. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 107. My name's Levi McCurdy. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.